Good evening. Welcome back. We are so excited to be here. We got our first announcement, Brian.
We did. And, I mean, I'm excited, but go on.
I mean, so the thing is this. The thing that, like, it's a very exciting announcement. We will get to the announcement. We will get to what exactly is going on. But the thing is, the journey to the announcement, I think, is just as important as the announcement itself, Brian.
It is. And Ryan, we need to set that scene because we're not the reaction channel who gets everything up first, and the news channel, like, I guess we're the reaction channel. Okay, bear with me. I've been sick for like 2 weeks. Ryan has put this off for a few days for my sake, very graciously. I'm moving Kentucky, allergies, sinus, I got bronchitis, whatever. So I'm gonna hack up along through the show.
You need to eat that Kentucky honey.
I
hear that's good for local allergies.
It is. You need to get the local honey a year in advance.
Okay.
So next spring, I'll be okay. But man, yeah, like you guys already know it, and we're not the like right away. But let's set the scene, Ryan, because we got a lot of weird teases, including a full-blown commercial that was the most
non-informative commercial of all time.
But they put effort into it. That's what's crazy. It means something. A lot of effort.
So to catch people up, I know that people follow us and listen to us that might not necessarily stay up to date with the Twitter and everything going on and the rumors. So this is what happened. So for like the last week, suddenly the Horror Nights Twitter started posting things at 10:33 and 12:33, things that are minute at 33 because, of course, this is HHN 33.
Right.
So we're like, okay, this feels like announcement time. This feels like the territory where they're going to announce something. Suddenly, what was it? Was it Monday or Tuesday?
I think it was, I want to say it was Tuesday.
Yeah, I want to say it was Tuesday too.
It was Thursday that swerved us.
So let's just say it was Tuesday. So Tuesday rolls around and then a video drops. And I am hyped. And I can't wait to watch this video. So I sit there and I watch this video, and you're watching it. It's like, okay, what's underneath like Universal? There's something going on.
Yeah.
And it's like the gates opened, and nothing is revealed. Very high production value. They spent a lot of time on it. Both coasts.
Tuesday. Yeah, it was Tuesday.
Okay, they coordinated it with both coasts. And they even included the gates of each park over. So,
which is a crazy detail.
Yes.
They don't.
No, they usually don't do that. They usually pick one set of gates, and that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
So I appreciate that, but then I'm like, okay, so is this? It's weird because this feels like since they didn't reveal anything, it might be an original thing that they're announcing, but then both coasts don't usually share original properties.
Correct.
So what's going on here? And then I figured, okay, well. It's like a teaser video for the tease. I don't really know what's going on here. So
we're teasing the tease. The tease. Yep. I don't even know if they know what they're doing at this point.
Featuring the feet.
And they, I mean, you have Shrek opening this week. This whole thing is bizarre. Okay, I am probably peaking. I'm gonna try and turn my input down, my gain, because Ryan, I watched that commercial. Yeah. I watched it 4 times in a row. I'm like, what am I missing? And I did the same thing. I'm ringing the bell here for all these people, and I'm like, we did this a few years ago. Jack is under Universal.
Yes, and
there's screams.
Yep.
But then there's this monster thing giving off a little IP vibes. Yeah, maybe.
Very interesting. And then we start again like a day or so after where they're starting to post things again. I'm like. All right, and I've been saying this whole time that they need to announce something before this past Friday because they're going to be presenting at an event, and then I was like, they need to be able to talk about something, and then you remind me that last year they didn't talk about something. I'm like, okay, well that's new information. So
so now
no, like it's probably not going to happen. And then I'm like, all right, if it doesn't happen by 12:33 on Friday, it's not happening.
Yeah, and it didn't happen Thursday, and we were like, okay, that's fine.
So on Friday.
Got the tease. Yeah, they put out the tweet.
I checked for posts about the store to see if they released any new shirts, which they did. They did release a new shirt on Friday.
God, there's so much. Okay, they released the shirt. It's not orange. It's not dark black, though, because everybody agreed the orange was too much. Well, I didn't. And the black was too bland. But they also changed the design, which helped. I think that was also part of the problem. I love the new shirt
Yes.
more. I think it's a perfect in between. I want the orange one, but I think I'm gonna buy this one. But so they put out a shirt. They put out these teasers. Then HHN Twitter thing is like, oh my God, tweet me and I'll reveal something. I was like, wait, what are we doing
And I'm like,
here?
not a
like,
chance. I'm
not a
sorry. I
chance.
saw that and I was like, I'm not falling for it. And all the responses were like, you need to announce something. And I'm like, they're not going to do it.
Ryan keeps us grounded, guys. I am the excited fanboy who is desperate beyond. I will cling to anything, okay? And I just want this to be a lesson to all the noobs out there that, look, did they know they were going to announce this? Nobody knows, right? There's rumors coming out, but they did it, and that's that.
Yeah.
They announced an original out of the gate at Spooky Empire for the first time freaking ever.
Yeah.
And the last time I think we've led with an original was when I was in the car with you.
Yeah, it was like,
for Dead Exposure.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Speaking of a long time ago, side note, we did get fact checked. Apparently, I am guilty of saying, oh, Giggles and Gore was a few years ago. I'm sorry. It was a decade ago.
Yeah.
Time is weird. That's on me. Everyone shut up. But okay, back to this. And then, Ryan, talk me through Friday. What are you doing Friday after there's no announcement? And you were like, they didn't announce something. JK, we all knew that was going to happen.
So no announcement. I'm like, it's Friday night. I'm getting ready to enjoy my weekend. I'm laying on the ground, hanging out with my dog. And then suddenly I like pull out my phone.
As you do.
Yeah. I'm like, whatever. And so I pull out my phone and I just like turn on Twitter. And the first thing is a tweet from Mike Aiello saying Slaughter Cinema 2 is coming to HHN, and my mind explodes. I'm like, I was just so surprised. I don't know if I've been that surprised about the timing of an announcement in several years.
I mean, how fun. Let's stop right here and enjoy. I mean, we've all enjoyed spec season. There's been none of it up until, I mean, we're deep into May at this point. I was resided. Again, last year, we didn't get a real announcement because I'm not counting Chucky, which happened the year before. Even though it is, I know, blah, blah. We didn't get it till June.
Yeah.
So, I was like, all right, I guess we're waiting till I pee. I'm putting my kids to bed, and I get a phone call from Ryan. And I was like, it happened. Yeah. I knew immediately.
Yeah, I call you immediately. And he's got to answer. He needs to answer.
I couldn't.
Especially for Slaughter Cinema 2.
I'm trying to be a good dad. That's not what I thought, though. I said I knew there'd be an announcement. I knew they got us. Did I think they would leave with an original? No. And I couldn't wait. I wanted to do a real reveal. I wanted to see it myself. And I couldn't because I just started bedtime routine. This is a 30-minute ordeal. It's a great ordeal. I don't want to downplay it. I love putting my kids to bed. But I was like, Ryan, what is it? It is Slaughter Cinema 2. And I freaked out internally, and I waited. I had to wait, put the kids to bed. That was the worst part. I shouldn't have asked. I should have just said, okay, they announced something. I'll look it up, but I had to.
So now I know I need to Photoshop a bunch of original ideas and then just...
and just send them.
Be like, oh my gosh, they just announced this.
Look at this.
And you're going to scan the... Where...
So yeah, weird week of announcements. Slaughter Cinema 2 means nothing to the video package they rolled out this week.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say it has nothing to really do with that at all. It doesn't even feel the vibe.
No.
I mean, and I'll say this: I'm very happy just for the event itself, and I can't. It instantly, I mean, tops my list of most anticipated.
That's the question. That's the question. Is it number one for everybody? I was asked that by the one Rob Dole, as everybody knows. The famous man, and I said I can't put it at number one, even though it is my number one, because I'm scared, Ryan. Yeah. The first one was perfect, and I mean I'm not saying I didn't want this. I've wanted this since the first one. Can they do it again, Ryan?
So this is an unofficial information, because of course nowadays we get more information from Twitter than we do the actual announcements.
So I'm on the website. This house does not exist on the website.
It's not on there.
It's crazy. This might also be the first time that a house is announced and is not live on the website.
Yeah, and I think it took
proving it took a little bit of time that this was a last.
It took a little bit of time for HHN to tweet it.
Yeah, it did. You found out from the community first.
It was from the community,
and by the way,
and then go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I do want to say, it's not that this house it's the announcement was last minute, not the house. Yeah. They've obviously been working on the house for a very long time. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I had to go to Twitter and find influencers, which is perfect for this house. And honestly, I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Oh, but I was going to say, I don't know if it piques your excitement more, but the show director that did Slaughter Cinema first is the returning. Well, I mean, he still works there, but
he still works. But I watched the whole panel, dude, and I'm obviously nervous. And they you know, let's just transition. That's been the announcement. The videos. I want to come back to the videos in a minute. But man, Slaughter Cinema 2. I texted my friends, and this is what's weird about leading with an original. I'm texting people who haven't been to the event prior to 2022. And they're like, is this a good one? You know, what is this? I don't know what this is. It's just bizarre in this timeline that we get.
Well, Slaughter Cinema was 6 years ago.
Yeah, which also blew my mind.
It's a long time in Horror Nights
We've
lore.
had a trilogy of Yeti houses at that point, including
Swamp
Slaughter
Yeti,
Cinema. But it is a long time. You have fans. I've watched a lot of videos, and it's not to knock them. We're just old. They're like, oh, I've never been to a Slaughter Cinema. You know, we're in that next era, which is crazy. But yeah, so they announced this. Nobody really knows what it means if you're not an HHN fan. All the HHN fans are going crazy about it, which gets people excited because they're like, okay, what's cool about this? And the only thing I'm a little bummed about, but they did redeem it. We're going to transition into the house talk here. So it's 8 films this time, which is crazy, and all new. So I was hoping for at least one sequel to one of the other sequels. But, you know, they said they're going to call back to it, so I don't care. I was like, all right, if we get to see some characters, man,
Maybe there's a prequel in there.
Maybe there's a prequel. I love it. Ryan, I just, there's a chance this is.
So are we running to it first?
We are going there first,
and it's a 10
baby.
house, so like
it's a 10 house.
It's a perfect. It's gonna be a great stay and scream, like house.
It is. Yep. This is.
You could probably run it 3 or 4 times before people
people would even care.
Yep.
And that's the benefit. Don't sleep on these originals, guys. If you're new and you've just started going to the event, this house is gonna be. They got the original. And here's the thing: we've all wanted this house, and they know we've wanted it. They acknowledged it, but we didn't want it until they were gonna do it right. You know, and it's hard to fit in. They have different things, but you don't want it back to back. You need time away from it. Look at Scary Tales.
Yeah.
Scary Tales 3, when we went through it, the previous Scary Tales hadn't been for a while.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dead Exposure
had done
you're talking half a decade. Like, it's a long time, and I think that is the best way to handle these houses and these sequels. And I just think they're gonna crush it. And man, when what is it? Heavy Metal 3D Hell.
Heavy Metal Hell, I think, something like that.
Heavy Metal Hell 3D. When he came out and that music hit and those lights hit, I was like,
do you think that we'll get 3D glasses for it?
That's what I need to know. Would they give us 3D glasses for one part of the house?
Yeah.
But you can't call it.
Besides that, do you just do like a red and blue shade over it to try to like?
Maybe. Yeah. You could like try. I don't know. I'm going to be curious on how they pull it off, but I don't even care. When he came out, I said, oh my God. They just showed me my favorite moment of HHN.
Yeah.
There's 10 houses, 8 films in this house, and this one movie is going to be my number one, dude.
And we have finally we know what the shirt is about.
And the shirt,
because like
they put out all these shirts, and the new shirt that we got that we said is better. You know, it's not the black, it's not the orange, it's in between, and a new logo. They've been teasing this one part of this house.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Does that mean we have no other 90s influence in the rest of the event?
I mean, I would say yes, mainly because the videos aren't alluding to that at all. And even in like the color packages and all, and they tend to be pretty good about that.
Yeah, no, there's nothing. This is an extension of See You in the Fog. We got See You in the Fog last year. All the fanboys freaked out, and this shirt and this part of the house will be dead by July, August. We won't even remember it as a marketing thing because we'll be deep into IPs and the rest of the event and overall theme. That being said, Ryan, I mean, just Slaughter Cinema 2, man.
We got it.
We got it. Our last episode, we were freaking out about it. I don't know if you guys watched the video. If you guys are listening to the podcast, at least go back to the last episode. Because when we get to that house, I just keep flashing the popcorn icon over Ryan's face.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it's Slaughter Cinema 2.
Yeah.
I love this house. There's again, nothing official, Ryan. I went back and looked at the last 6 films of the last one with the trailers. Mm-hmm. I love this house. I love this atmosphere. I need to know more. I've heard rumors of spaghetti western and other things. I don't want to say anything until we know it's confirmed. But my goodness, what a killer house.
They could just announce one of the houses in Slaughter Cinema for the next 7 weeks, and I'd be excited.
I just beyond excited. I just it's nice to have something. I bought my SeaWorld ticket because their discount tickets are on sale. They went up $4.50, by the way. They are now, but again, you won't find a better deal, guys. If you go to Orlando and you got time, SeaWorld Halloscream, $38 right now. Go buy them. You got, 4 world-class coasters open at that event?
Yeah.
Manta, Pipeline, Mako, Icebreaker, maybe not world-class, but amazing shows. And then, I'm a coaster guy. The houses are great, and I will say Spence and I got probably 90% more scares in the scare zones than we did at Halloween Horror Nights.
The scare zones are legit, yeah.
The scare zones wrecked me last year. Anyway, that being said,
scare zone's great, and Mako at night is worth the price of admission alone.
Mako at night is worth the price of admission. We do it 2 or 3 times. All that to say, I was getting desperate. I was like, all right, I got to get excited about something.
Yeah.
And then just out of nowhere, dude, Slaughter Cinema 2, and not on the website. I'm staring at the website. You know what is on the website, which is weird?
What?
They have now added private rest in peace tours as it is enhance the horror night with add-ons, and it's Halloween Horror Nights Rest in Peace tour, Halloween Horror Nights Private Rest in Peace tour, Behind the Screams Unmasking the Horror tour. And again, I could be wrong on this. Have they ever listed Private Rest in Peace tour as a main thing to buy, alongside this with its own banner? Usually, I mean, years ago when I booked it, was it right after the pandemic, maybe?
I think so.
I had to hunt for it.
Yeah.
You had to go in, it scares me, honestly. It makes me nervous. It's going to be a lot of
tours.
Groups. Yeah, a lot of tours. But man, I'm just scrolling on the website. There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's no...
So when do you think we get our first official announcement?
Mid June at this point is my guess. I think we'll get an IP in June, an IP in here. I don't want to forecast this.
But what's the video about then? They need to acknowledge that they've been teasing towards something, so it has to be.
Guys, I was sick for 2 weeks. I've been going to bed at 4 a.m. every day, waking up at 7 a.m. to get kids out of school, and then go back to bed. I have been dying. I needed this announcement, okay? So let me just relish in this real quick, Ryan. I'm going to just take over.
Go for it.
Because my throat is doing okay. I coughed up a lung right before this, so I'm just going to keep going until I die. But, Ryan, here we go. The videos, I'm going to give you my 2 takes on those, okay?
Yeah.
Here's my fanboy. Where are my hands? I can't. My fanboy desperate for anything, and then my Ryan.
Okay.
It's the angel on your shoulder and the devil on your shoulder. It's me on my shoulder and you on my shoulder. I hope, based on last year's Oddfellow marketing campaign, when we all thought the symbols was BS and it was just generic HHN marketing, they ran with it. It was a real theme. It was a real thing that they did. And they incorporated it. How well, that's up for debate, but they did incorporate it into the event fully.
Yeah.
I want to believe that this is an intentional storytelling. I saw somebody say it on a forum. We got the website back.
Yep.
It's just not in the same form. And it is. We have fun lore is it? But here's the Ryan on my shoulder. They have no houses announced at this point. Keep in mind, this was before the big drop. Even then, it's still not a big drop because the general public doesn't care. They have no houses. They have no icon. They have nothing. But we're in the peak time coming up from May to there's a reason that the BOGO deal used to end June 10th or whatever.
Yeah.
We're coming into when people book their fall packages. They need something.
Yeah.
My fear and Ryan's Like, more a realistic, pessimistic view is it's just marketing.
Yeah.
To get people intrigued. And I sent it to people to see what they made of it. I sent it to fans. I sent it to non-fans. And they're like, what am I supposed to get from this? I said, I don't know. I hope it leads to something. I want it to lead to something. I still think it's leading. I'm going to be pissed, honestly, if they do the under Universal storyline and don't even at least call back to the fact they did that a few years ago.
Yeah.
But nobody cares about that. And I'm the only one who cares right now.
I know. It's funny because not many people are talking about it at all. And I'm like, yeah.
No.
It's
a huge plot point.
Yeah.
It's Jack. What if Jack comes back?
He's locked in a lantern at this point.
But the lantern, lore speaking, lives under Universal.
Okay.
Is Fear back? No. He comes out every 20 years. We shouldn't see him till 40.
Brian, my theory is they've been telling us this whole time. Underneath Universal, that's how they expand. That's where they put the 11th house.
The 11th house is downstairs.
It's underneath Universal. And we go, and that's... Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I'm just...
The Jaws house is in the lagoon next year.
I need it to mean something, and I trust that it does because the production value, man. It's upside downy, Stranger Things-y. It's the year 30, 32, whatever it was, the Jack year. I don't even need Jack to be there. I just need the screams under Universal to was Jack... Fear is everybody, right? The whole storyline, you go back, they killed the tree storyline with the tree, with the lanterns, with all the icons. But, like, Jack is technically maybe connected to Fear. And if Fear is, under Universal and there's this heart thing and Jack had a layer there, maybe under Universal. And go back to the year I Was a Character where you want to talk about shoot-in themes. My God. That was the year of construction when they're like, oh, my God, we unearthed these things. There's these hordes all of a sudden that we unearthed. So they've tried this storyline a few times.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. As long as it's intentional. I don't care if it makes sense. Horror doesn't make sense. And none of these IPs make sense at HHN ever in terms of the overall theme. So as long as it just semi makes sense, that's why I liked Odd.
Yeah.
I don't care that he was shooting into every single house in Scare Zone. He didn't need to be. But they did, and I respect that.
Well,
he's exhausted after my rant.
I know. I'm like, man, that was a boring rant.
That was almost spit
not your best work, Brian.
No, it's not. I just need something, Ryan. It's May. I've spent a lot of money on this trip.
And I don't know if you also saw, but they tweeted the number 3 the last 2 nights.
Yeah, with 33.
Yep. So,
which,
I guess.
Now, is it 33 or 24? What are we doing here? Are we back to the number thing? Like it's HHN 33? Remember last year with the barrel?
Yeah.
Guys, we're just people who like the hot event. We don't.
Yeah.
I remember what I remember, but man, and the fact that you go to the website and Dueling Dragons is still the banner image. Is that a clue that we're getting Jaws? Maybe. Ryan won't entertain that.
No. Well, just like you pointed out the dead end sign inside the video, and I'm like, nope, don't even give me hope.
Let's talk about that.
Don't give me hope.
There's a dead end. I have a screenshot. I sent that. I saw somebody else called out on the forum, but I'm telling you, I combed through this freaking video. I was like, there's got to be something. There's got to be a clue. Dead end street sign. We are getting dead end 2. What if? Now, someone asked me this. Is Slaughter Cinema 2 a clue that this year is going to be an original sequel year? Are we going to get a lot of originals? There's a dead end sign. What if we get Slaughter Cinema 2, Dead End 2, the Black and White 3, Dead Exposure 3, and the other one, Hallowed, Wicked Growth 2.
Wicked Growth 2 would be great too.
Do you imagine if it's all sequels?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be a good time because we don't got IPs.
I know.
The IPs are not going to be strong this year. Hey, Dole, wait. Yeah, keep talking. Hold on. Hey, Dole, you see that?
Yeah. And what happened to Ghostbusters?
Wait, why did that focus it? No. Really? You're not going to censor that camera?
Well, Brian, let's see. We covered the shirt. We covered the house. I think that's pretty much it. But I mean, great to have an original as the first announcement. Hey, thank you, Horror Nights team, for announcing something.
Yeah,
we do appreciate the information.
I don't know if it was as last minute as people are saying.
It feels extremely the fact that none of the clues point to it. Yeah. Like they've been so.
Aside from the shirts, though, the shirts.
Well, yes. I mean, the fact that the shirt has to do with the house, yes. But I'm saying, like, in the last couple of years, they've tried to do a lot where they're like teasing clues, and you could piece the clues after the fact. There's nothing in the clues that said that they were going to be.
That said this was doing this. No. So kudos to them. And also the panel, if you guys have not watched it, it's really hard to find internet, social media, people do clips. But if you can find like a 50-minute video, watch the whole panel. The talent on the stage is amazing. We love those people that are there. You get lighting designers, showrunners, producers, creative talent.
And the question is this the start of a great tradition? Because could you imagine?
Genuinely, it makes sense.
I'm like, if this is a thing now, like
we're going to Spooky Empire.
I'm going to Spooky Empire. Like,
no, I think I'm pretty sure I'm on the record the last 3 years saying, why don't they announce it at Spooky Empire?
Yeah.
Where the fans can live react. And if you have not, going back to wrestling talk or sports talk, it's a pop. If the crowd pops off, whatever, you hear them. What's a big pop? When they announced Slaughter Cinema 2, that room went nuts, man. The pop was crazy. Why would you not do it in front of your biggest fan base?
Yeah.
It's very cool. Ryan and I will be there next year.
We'll see.
Ryan, my question to you is: there's still a spot on the recipe store if there's no baby.
I'm gonna be on baby watch. At any point at that point, it could happen. So I can't be 4.5 hours away. So
okay. So here's the final question: if the baby is here by, if you guys haven't seen, I put up a YouTube short of my video reaction, so you don't have to scrub through. And it's pretty funny. If you guys remember a few episodes back, Ryan surprised me live on the show that he is expecting and his wife, and that is incredible news, but it has changed the HHN plans.
Yes.
But my reaction, my brain breaks. I don't do surprises well, okay? It's why I like Horror Nights. I get scared. It's an easy adrenaline rush. For all you people like, why do you do it? We've been over this. But check it out. Ryan and Brian, excellent Halloween Horror Nights, YouTube. Go to the Shorts tab. It's the only video there, and it is hilarious. But Ryan, the baby does come in September.
It's a stronger possibility. We'll see.
Are you gonna join? I mean, Leah would kill me. I know that.
But I will say this.
But
she has been very like, you're going this year. Like, she's been pushing because I mean, of course, when I found out, I was like, it's whatever you need. Like, I understand that this whole event's going to be taking place like a month and a half before the baby comes. Like, if I need to not go, then that's fine. She's like, no, you're going.
Because we're real human people here, folks.
And she's already planning next year.
The great news is 1-year-old.
Sherry found a babysitter for next year.
Yeah. See, 1-year-old all day. 0 to 6 months, real tough. It's going to be hard, all right? And guys, I'm a low-key. I'm going to drop this on Ryan right now. Ryan has been wildly patient with me over the 6 years. And he is about to experience why he has had to be patient with me. And I'm going to have to return the favor. Because things happen. You got kids.
Yeah.
You can't record a show. Even tonight, I was running in, wheels blazing. Kids were out playing outside. I put them at love, right? And I keep all the horror stuff away. I don't want to introduce it to them too young. They're watching Disney movies, all that good stuff. We are actually going down this year to do Legoland and Disney, and I'm sneaking away for a night to do Recipe Store at Halloween Horror Nights. But it's crazy, Ryan. Oh, no, he's got it too. I don't have a hotel, and I don't have tickets. That's why that up there is not lit. I promised Spence I would light it when I got my tickets. I don't have my tickets.
Okay.
Because, I don't know, I thought maybe they'd do a multi-night deal, and I'm not going to wait till August for the real multi-night tickets.
They're going to sell out of tickets for your RIP tour.
I've always wondered about that. What would happen?
They have to account the attendance based off the RIP tour. They would sell you a ticket.
They would sell me a ticket. My last question, I'm going to hijack this a little bit. With Slaughter Cinema 2 announced, and guys, please don't kill me. Kieran, everybody on the private recipe store, I'm a little bummed I'm not doing 2 nights. I know last year on the second night we were like, I can't do this again. I get that. But in this moment, feeling better for the first time in 2 weeks after the hardest 6 months I've had in probably, I don't know, 8 years since my kid's being born. I'm just like, yeah, we should do 2 nights. We should do 2 nights. It's worth it. Private Recipe Store is amazing. But that second night, and every year I'm going to do Recipes to the Tour this year. It's going to go great. And then I'm going to say next year we're doing 2 nights. And then next year I'm going to do 2 nights. I'm like, nah, this is stupid. For those who live far away, what do we do, Ryan?
Just pay for frequent Fear Plus with Express.
But put the money on that. You can't drive down. Oh, I see what you're saying. So 2 nights, 2 Express passes.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now, that's more expensive than a Private Recipe Store with 10 people, which is crazy. Yeah. That's it's tough, guys. It's tough. I feel for everybody.
I mean,
that
like, you asked me the best way, not the most financially responsible way. You asked me the best way.
It's not the most financial, but let's be honest. HHN is not financially responsible,
especially not nowadays.
Not nowadays. So we try to just make it, work within it. But unfortunately, Ryan, because we got an announcement, this means tonight's episode was not another AI house episode, which I am looking forward to. And I got 2 people who are on board to be on the next one.
Yeah, to be our guests.
So, yeah.
How did that episode perform?
It did really well on podcast, YouTube. It's our better YouTube video. Again, here's the thing, guys. If you could comment. I don't get YouTube podcasts. We did it. It's hard to sit there and watch, but when it has visual aids like that, you got to see Shrek AI.
Yeah.
It's hysterical. Now, reaction-wise, people absolutely loved it, and we actually got a fair amount of praise from a few people who I didn't even know really fully listened, and they said, and Ryan, your biggest fear. We actually, I got 2 people who said this outside of our normal group of people. They thought we flubbed the time because of our descriptions. And not to say our descriptions were stellar, but for 5 minutes, we did pretty dang good.
Oh, okay.
And they said only because Ryan was so adamant about doing it live and doing it clean, and I fast forwarded through it. And if you go to the YouTube, you can watch the video. And obviously, when you hear the first prompt and you hear the second prompt, you're gonna start but you can't do anything until it starts.
Yeah.
It was true and true, and I had to tell them, I was like, look, dude, it was true and true. Some people are good, with math.
Yeah.
Some people are good with girls. We're good with haunted houses,
we host a Halloween Horror Nights podcast.
A podcast on it. Yeah. If there's one thing we should be
I've been doing this event for 14 years, something like that.
Yeah. Right. It's not hard, but it's not easy. It's in the middle, but we can come up with some stuff pretty quick.
Yeah.
But a lot of people were impressed with the creativity, and I'll take that as a win because I don't get compliments, outside of my family very much. So
yeah. Well, I'm glad I'm glad it's doing well. That was it was one of those. It was like a for us podcast where you're like it was just mainly fun for us to just goof around. You're like, if it performs well, then awesome. But
people enjoyed that it was lighthearted because another comment was, I'm glad it wasn't just another there's no announcements episode, because that is the theme right now. And I hope other people do it because I would love to listen to other podcasts doing it.
We should schedule another one soon.
We should. Let's do it. We'll probably do it in June, right before the announcement that is probably going to come in the mid-June time frame.
We should do a Killer Clowns live stream.
Oh my, we should. Honestly, I think we should. Killer Clowns comes out in almost 2 weeks. Ryan and I are going to crank it. It's going to be awesome. Yep. We'll put the videos. I will even edit down the clips, like the highlights, because I am so excited for that game. I think it's going to be a blast. Also, Sleep No More did get extended to June 29th.
Yeah. Are we going to New York?
We could go to New York. We got a place to stay. We just got to get travel.
Wait, where's our place to stay?
I got people. They said we could bring people. So
we can wait. We're bringing people now.
Like your people, and Tawan could go. Billy, Abby. Like, I don't know if Leo would be up for it. We got to do it.
Well, Tawan already did it.
Yeah, Tawan did it, and he wants to go back. I told him. I said I might be going up. He's like, let me know. I was like, all right. I've been telling people to go to Sleep No More for 12, 14 years. And the last 6 months, everyone's like, you got to come back up and do it. I was like, bro, I've done it 4 times. I've been trying to tell everybody it's the greatest show on earth.
They'll do it again.
Next to HHN. I'm also going to Vegas in like 3 weeks.
Oh.
That got booked yesterday for my wife's birthday impromptu. So I'm going to check out the construction on the all-year HHN house.
You
that
should.
You, me, and Devin are going to for sure when it opens.
Yes.
Antoine, if he's up for it.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, Ryan.
That's it for the announcements. Thank you all for listening. As always, we will let you know when we're going to post again.
Yep. Hopefully, what if it's in a week? What if there's another announcement?
We'll record again.
You think that'll happen?
That there'll be another announcement, or we'll record again.
Yes.
I mean, I'll record again. I don't care.
All right. We'll record one more, and then we'll do Killer Clowns, and then we'll get an announcement.
See, since we're like not recording because there's not really announcements, it's like, okay, well, if we need to record 2 or 3 in the course of like a week or 2,
yeah,
you're like, I'm not doing anything else. So
I asked you a question, by the way, the other day that you did not answer, and it is very imperative that you answer it.
Well, ask me the question. Here, I'll stop recording, and then we'll.
My light just fell. No, I'm gonna do this live. What are your top 3 sprung houses of all time?
Oh, well, that's hard.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Is that why you didn't answer that too? You're like, oh, well, that's hard. I'll answer later.
Original Halloween.
Okay. Figured that was one. It's got to be that and Wicked Growth.
Growth.
So what's the third? Slaughter Cinema? Dollhouse? La Llorona?
Ooh, all good ones.
Oh. Darkest Deal? Dang. All right, we'll get the third one on the next episode. But we got
the one
two
that
of
keeps
them.
on popping up is OG Insidious, but
oh god, dude,
because it had that was actually a very good house, and then the lipstick face at the end was classic.
We have talked about, guys, if you haven't heard, and we might go through an episode where we do our top 10 best scares in HHN. That'd be a fun episode. Lipstick face is top 5, maybe top 3.
Yeah.
I dove into the metal barricade.
Yeah.
I had a bruise the next day.
That was before it became cliche.
Yeah, they had not done an actor outside of the house.
Yeah.
Yes, if you've been to Local Haunt, sure, that's a trope, whatever. I had not seen an actor outside of a house since Saw in 2009, I think. And Lipstick Face, and not in a sprung. It was never in a sprung.
Yeah.
And again, bad with surprises. Mentioned that earlier. I dove into the barricade. And I asked, the security guard laughed. I said, was that the most embarrassing scare? He goes, nah, someone got over it. I was like, oh, let's go. He's like, yeah, his name was Ryan House. No. Oh.
I should have a video clip somewhere. I need to try to find it because I tried to record. I tried to do a selfie with him when it happened.
I think you do have.
But
something.
what happened was I was a little tipsy. I'd had a little bit, so I hit video instead, and then it's just blurry footage of me, like, and then he scares me as it happens, and then I like scream. It's just running and blurring lights, so it's
I think what I would love to do, Ryan. You're not in a lot of it, but I made 2 or 3 HHN recap videos on my private YouTube. I think we should like watch them and react, because there's one of my favorite moments is when we're going to the depths of fear because you had undersold it, and we come out and I'm dying, and you're like, that was way different than last time.
Yeah.
So be a good time. All right. But
now
that's
we're
it
done.
For real.
Yeah.
We'll be back soon. Slaughter Cinema 2. I'm in a good mood. I also feel I got steroids because I've been sick for 2 weeks. So
just getting jacked over there in
just
Kentucky.
Getting jacked.
What else do you do in Kentucky besides drink bourbon?
Yeah, that's not the steroids. Horse steroids.